bet, and that's exactly what Christopher has done. 115,000.
Alec is just loving this right now. He's up against a player that's tighter than my high school gym shorts, and he's got him trapped.
Well, there is a possible flush draw out there and a possible straight draw, but you are going to raise it here. In most cases, 305,000 now the bet.
Yep, he's going to make the pot a little juicier.
Well, he has check raised here. This causing great concern for Christopher right now. And he's got a pretty decent hand. Top pair with a king kicker. Now, what a laydown by Christopher there. Just throws away the top pair like it was nothing.
That is a great laydown. Absolutely brilliant play by the Swede.
Well, this hand an example of why many top pros saying when you flop a set, in the long run, you'll make more money by leading out and betting. Had Alec led out there with the 3/8, chances are he would have got raised by Christopher with top pair and a king kicker, and who knows what might have happened.
And he's going up to 5,000 blinds, 20 and 40, a couple folds. And now it's on Alec, who's, you can see, a little frustrated because he didn't get the action he wanted with his set.
Well, here he's got ace-7 offsuit. And you're right, just going to throw it away and take a deep breath right now.
Into the toilet, Faraz Jaka. He's got king-10.
Well, same hand Christopher just had. He's going to raise it on the button with this hand, make it 100,000 to go.
But the wily vet, Eric Seidel from New York, going to call with king-queen. And Sonnensen's out.
As the cards lie, Eric has him dominated. King-queen versus king-10. And the flop comes queen-high. It's queen-9-3, so Eric Seidel out in front with top pair.
And he nonchalantly checks it.
Well, Faraz has the gut shot straight draw, but he's going to make the continuation bet of 180,000.
Yep, he gets the toilet to bet.
And the question is, do you raise or just call here? Eric Seidel just opting to call.
6 of spades, irrelevant card on the turn.
Well, again, Eric checks. And Faraz checks right behind him this time, and wisely so.
Coming down to the river.
Looking for a jack, but he catches a 10, so he makes second pair. Eric Seidel out in front with the 2 queens. Action is on Eric. He's going to try to get a value bet in here with the 2 queens of 300,000. Now Faraz has been pretty much like a slot machine paying these things off when people bet on the river. What's he going to do this time with second pair? Now Faraz is thinking to himself, you know, the guy didn't raise me on the flop. Does he really have a queen in his hand? Why is he betting now? And Faraz makes a good laydown. He lays down the 2 10s, and wisely so, Eric Seidel taking down the pot.
That is right. So the toilet backs up there a little bit. 6 players remain. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to Las Vegas and the WPT's coverage of Bellagio Cup 5. We're right in the middle of the final table of this prestigious $15,000 buy-in, no-limit hold'em event.
And WPT champ Eric Seidel says this is one of the toughest final tables ever in the history of the World Poker Tour. Let's check the chip count and see where he stands.
Well, right now, Eric Seidel stands in second chip position. Our current chip leader is Faraz Jaka, who came to this final table with the big chip lead. I think Eric has got a pretty good read on how tough this final table is. It is a doozy.
All right, to the table we go. Justin Smith quickly folding. Alec Torelli from Orange County, California.
And he's got 2 8s. He's going to come in for 110,000.
And the toilet, Faraz Jaka with a pair of 7s right behind him. The chip leader.
He's going to make the call.
How much did you start with about?
$2 million.
And look at this, Vince. Really Eric Seidel also has a pair of 7s. Incredible.
He's made the call as well. And now the Swede with just a king-9. Won't play it.
Alex is going out.
Yep.
We've got 3-way action, and even though Alec doesn't know it, he's in as good a position as you can possibly be against 2 other opponents. You've got an overpair. They both got the same underpair. And here comes a flop. Well, it's ace, queen, 9. Nobody's going to like that flop because all those cards
check
higher than the pair that they have.
Alec quickly checking. Faraz Jaka. That is a scary flop. Also checking.
Well, here comes Eric Seidel using that
boy.
Amarillo Slim theory. If they're checking, I'm a betting. And he is going to bet here 250,000.
And he's going to chase the youngsters away.
Well, that gives you a glimpse of how great a player Eric Seidel is. What a move right there.
8 World Series bracelets. This year he was nominated for the Poker Hall of Fame, did not win because my friend sitting here, Mike Sexton, you took down that. You were in the Poker Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a great honor, but make no mistake about it. Erik Seidel will be joining me in the Poker Hall of Fame one day, no question about it.
All right, back to the hand. The Swede out. The Brazilian lawyer also going out. And now Justin Smith with ace-jack. And he is going to raise it. 80,000 to go. Orange County Kid going out. The toilet.
Faraz finally picks up the 7-deuce and goes away.
Yep, but Seidel, who has a jack-8.
Well, he's feeling his oats after winning that last pot with the worst hand. He defends with the jack-8 offsuit. Now the flop comes ace-king-8.
And Erik Seidel has checked to the kid.
So Justin has flopped top pair. Erik Seidel has flopped bottom pair.
The former grocery store bagger, now big-time pro, is going to make his bet. 110,000 with the aces.
Erik Seidel just not believing him. He's calling him with bottom pair, so
yeah, going to be stubborn.
let's see what happens from here.
Here comes the turn card.
3 of clubs comes off.
Helps neither player. Erik quickly checks. And we go into the stare down.
Well, Justin leery that Erik may be trying to trap him, but checks. 2 aces here, and now a king comes off. Well, neither player going to like that card too much, I don't think, because they'll be fearful that their opponent's got a king in their hand.
And the very crafty New Yorker, Erik Seidel, once again checking, kind of giving up. Now, Justin doesn't have that many chips left. He is the short stack. Do you want to put in a value bet here, perhaps? But no, all in, he says.
Wow, all in. What a daring bet right here. Because if his opponent happened to have a king, I'm sure it'd be a snap call.
Yep.
And that would be it for the 21-year-old. But you can see Erik Seidel sitting up in his chair trying to figure this out. Hey, the guy bet on the flop and I called him, yet he checked on the turn with a completely worthless card came off, a 3. So Erik must think this guy might have a jack-10 or a queen-jack, something like that, and that he could very well have the best hand with the 2-8s. What's puzzling Erik Seidel and why he's wincing right there is because he's saying to himself, why would a guy bet all in 950,000 when the pot's only got about 400,000 in it? It's an overbet.
That's pretty interesting.
That's created great distress and problems for Erik right now.
Justin's mom on suicide watch there in the front row.
Wow, that's tough.
Well, here's what's fascinating to me about this battle between these two, Vince. In 1988, when Erik Seidel finished second in the main event of the World Series of Poker, that scene we saw on Rounders against Johnny Chan, Justin Smith was only about 3 months old at that time. Yet here they are now clashing, going for this $1.1 million some 20 years later. Incredible.
Erik in a quandary here.
Well, he's only in the quandary because the guy checked on the turn. He just can't figure out why he would overbet this pot on the river so much. In Erik's mind, he's either got a king in his hand or he's got absolutely squadoodle.
Now, is it worth it to Erik? A great champion. Will he be able to figure out this puzzle? Yes, he does.
Well, he's going to lay it down, so although the all-in bet almost made him a lot of chips, Vince, you just wonder, had he made a smaller bet, could he get a little value out of that hand?
6 crafty players, the young and the old, going after the close to 1.2 million here tonight at Bellagio. Stay with us. Welcome back to Bellagio here on the World Poker Tour for the Bellagio Cup 5, the first show of the year, season number 8, where 6 players remain.
Well, our current chip leader is the guy that came to this final table with a chip lead, Faraz Jaka, a little over 5 million in chips, and with 4 million in chips, second place, Erik Seidel.
What a final 6 we are witnessing here tonight. Let's go to the table on the former lawyer Alex Gomez, quickly folding his hand.
Now to the 21-year-old Justin Smith. Got the 10-8 of hearts, but lets it go.
Yep.
Alec Torelli out as well.
And now Faraz Jaka,
Raised.
also known as the Toilet, has a king 10, and he's going to raise.
Yeah, bets 100,000. Erik Seidel with 2 9s. He's going to just call. Doesn't re-raise with the 2 9s.
And the Swede Christopher Sorensen with a jack 6. Quits right there, so we have two-way action going to the flop.
And it's action between the two chip leaders at this final table. The flop comes king,
Wow.
10-3. What a flop for Faraz. Eric checks the 2 nines. Faraz now with the top 2 pair.
Just a thing of beauty for the toilet. Now, will he bet it? Yes, he does. 135,000.
You have to bet in case your opponent's got something like a queen jack. You just don't want to give him a free card to beat you.
Eric, got to be disappointed with that flop with just the nines.
Look
But
at
what is
this.
he doing here?
He's raising, Vince.
Going to take a stab at a bluff.
Well, he's going to try to represent that he's got a king in his hand and just hope his opponent would throw something away like a pair of 10s or even a pair of jacks in this situation if he had them.
Seidel making it 375,000 to go.
Unfortunately for Eric, his opponent's got top 2 pair and is not going anywhere. It's just a matter of how he's going to play the hand from here. And with the possible straight and possible flush out there, most players would just come right back over the top of Eric right here with the top 2 pair.
How much did you start the hand with? Just
No
approximately.
idea. I was in the 3 million area, but
Oh boy, he's got Eric mumbling to himself. Does not want to hear that.
So Faraz trying to walk the dog here, as we say, does not re-raise. See if Eric will keep betting at this hand for him. 4 hearts comes off on the turn. That no apparent help to anybody.
Yeah, great card if you're Faraz. And Eric, let's see if he keeps up the shenanigans. Oh, don't do it to yourself.
so
Oh, 700,000 with just the nines.
Well, the reason Eric is betting here is because his opponent didn't re-raise him, which you thought he would have done if he had ace-king or even king-queen in that spot, most likely. As it is, Eric might put him on some type of draw hand, whether it's a flush draw or a straight draw, so therefore trying to chase him away here with his 2 nines, but that's not going to work. Nobody's getting away from the top 2 pair here.
Not at all. You cannot get away from this hand. 95% sure you're well out in front.
Well, again, Faraz is just going to call with the kings and 10s. And this causes concern for Eric, as you can see.
Gonna try to trap and trap. River card coming up. No hell. Perfect card for Faraz. The toilet.
Eric raised him on the flop, got called. Bet on the turn, got called. Now he's going to check on the river.
Yeah, that is just one big white flag right there. Imploding before our very eyes.
Well, this is the biggest pot of the night so far, and it's the 2 chip leaders that are clashing. Well, now Faraz is going to make a value bet of 500,000 now. That is not a big bet at all, folks, into a pot that's got over $2.4 million in it. And now you're sitting in Eric Seidel's seat, and you're saying, wow, there's $3 million sitting out there on the table. It's going to cost me 500,000 to make the call. Could my opponent possibly have a flush draw or straight draw, or my 2 nines are the best hand?
This is just a debacle for Seidel.
Oh, man.
He could lose 3 bracelets for this play. His gut instinct just off here. Goes to show you even the best of the best can misstep. And let's see if he can lay it down. No.
Eric Seidel is going to pay him off.
Oh boy, Faraz Jaka with a clean sweep right there.
Well, Eric Seidel said this is going to be a tough final table tonight. He thinks it's the toughest in the history of the World Poker Tour. And right now he's saying to himself, geez, if I keep making mistakes like that, how am I going to win this thing?
Well, a huge setback for WPT champion Eric Seidel, and unfortunately, we have run out of time. But as you know, anything can happen on the WPT, and it usually does.
Well, can Eric turn it around and capture a second WPT title? Join us next time for our continuing WPT coverage of the Bellagio Cup 5. Next time on the World Poker Tour.
You gotta stay patient, play good.
I'm all in.
that's good.
These players are chasing fame and fortune.
Going after that, close to 1.2 million here at Bellagio.
Was not expected that celebration.
I don't understand what this is for.